The gentleman that put this together, his name was Bruce Evans, and he, for 50 years, he was the largest employer in all of Muskoka, employed more people than the government. And it took him 20 years to get to the zoning, to be able to build Muskoka Wharf. So this $170 million master plan, this is a once in a generation thing. If I cut a tree down, I'd be going to jail right now. I mean, Muskoka you can't be more anti-development than Muskoka. So there will never be another Muskoka Wharf. I know that for sure. So the interesting thing is we only have 106 suites in our hotel. And because of that, we have a 70% occupancy. So what happens is every year the revenues keep increasing 15% because supply and demand. There's so much demand, so little supply. I'll give you another example. Look at Collingwood. So for those who aren't familiar with condo hotels, at Blue Mountain, every single hotel there is a condo hotel. So you could stay at the Westin, but that's actually owned by John and Mary. So even though you don't necessarily know it's a condo hotel, we've all stayed in many condo hotels that are owned by private investors, but we didn't know it. But the challenge with Collingwood is there's 1,200 suites. So they can't get the same dollars per night or the same occupancy rates that Muskoka does because we have 106 suites on the biggest lake in Muskoka, 90 minutes from Toronto, versus in Collingwood where you've got competing every night with 1,200 other suites.
Wow.
And there's really no issues in terms of they can keep building more. So Skyline just introduced, they're going to add another 1,000 units. So that supply keeps coming. And again, for an investor, it's hard to make money because you don't have that same issue. Muskoka is very different. Very little inventory, and that's why the prices are insane. When you're trying to rent a place, May, June, July, August, it's not only impossible to find, but the prices are crazy. Our hotel is sold out every weekend from the May long weekend to all the way to the long weekend for Thanksgiving. Every weekend, it's impossible to get a room. So it just gives you a sense of the demand. And again, what I love about this property is you've got supply and demand working for you. Number two, you're buying at 25 up to 30% below what the peak was in 2007. So you're buying at a discount, but more importantly, the cash flow positive because the revenue keeps increasing, our occupancy keeps increasing, and then finally the financing part that you mentioned, Pace Credit Union, one of the largest credit unions in Ontario, will actually do 100% financing on our product, which banks never do 100%. Just because of home equity, which is amazing.
So if I wanted to start right now, if I wanted to buy one of those locations right now, what would I need to get started?
You'd go to muskokawharf.com. There's a great little 5-minute intro video on it. There's a very detailed PowerPoint presentation, so you could register there. And what's really terrific about what we've done in Muskoka Wharf is we actually take you to a live inventory page. You can actually see the revenue, the income, the taxes of every single unit, and then you join one of our webinars, which we get into more detail. And every weekend we'll be arranging some private showings at the property.
And what would I have to cut? What do I need to part with? So back to the original question, which was if I had 100 grand line of credit, what's the minimum I can cut into getting a part of this deal?
You'd pay 35% down because it's a commercial zoning. All hotels are considered commercial. So around $70,000 would get you in, and that will get you a beautiful 1-bedroom furnished, 650 square foot unit. Just stunning. Granite counter, stainless steel appliances, granite in the bathroom, beautiful units. But again, even if you didn't have the $70,000 cash, if you got $70,000 equity, Pace Credit Union can do 100% financing. Imagine banks' money, other people's money, interest rates under 3%, never before, never again are we going to see that. With an investment that has a proven 4-year track record already and has guaranteed cash flow. So to me, it's a no-brainer in terms of a starter investment opportunity.
So they rent it out, they manage the property, they make sure it's cash flowing, it's Marriott, so everyone's always Googling up in Muskoka where to go, and a hotel run type property makes the most sense.
Yes.
What would I be making net a year?
So give you an example. If you bought a $200,000 unit, just make the numbers easy, you're looking at about $12,000 profit per year. And if you were to finance that, let's say you put 100% financing, none of your own money, it would still carry itself. So even if you put no money down, it would still cover itself. So again, most people put 35% down, but even with no money down, it'll carry itself. So again, I've never seen anything like it, and I don't think we will again.
What I like about it is that it's going to be a really great alternative to banking my money in the bank. I'd rather put it in real estate in a place where I know is going to have high value. It's going to retain its value, given that you can't build more properties like that, not at least for the next 20 years, especially not even this next door, but on that lake. You know, it is the jewel lake.
Yeah, no, there's three big lakes in Muskoka. This is the big one, Lake Muskoka. It's connected to Lake Joe, Lake Rosso. But your analogy is great. On a cash-on-cash basis, if you had, let's say, $200,000 you put in the bank, I mean, it'd be very hard to find anyone to guarantee a 6% cash-on-cash return. This actually turns out to be a much better guarantee. Because if you were to finance, let's say you put 35% down, it works out to almost 28% 28% return. Again, if you had $200,000 cash, that $12,000 profit would be a 6% cash-on-cash return. Over 2 years, it's 12%. So any way you slice it, Richard, the numbers make sense. Again, because of the location, because of where it is, the brand Marriott, and I think because you're buying it at such a discount, because the overall second home market is in that cycle, and we're just coming out of it right now. So this is a great investment opportunity, for the right person right now.
It's a brilliant move. It's a brilliant move.